Hey there, Marcus here. So today's workflow is a pretty complex and simple one at the same time. Or rather, it's pretty simple to solve it. It would be very complex to do it manually. So say that I have a site with a lot of location reviews, for instance. So you see here 10 best restaurants in Berlin. This is just a spoof article now with some title and some descriptions of 10 restaurants in Berlin, right? And it's just stored in a big blob field. So say that I have thousands of this and I just realized, oh shit, it would be so nice to have Google Maps on this page for each of these, right? So you can actually see on a map the location of it. And this is not very hard to solve in Drupal because there are very nice modules for that, namely the address module and the geolocation field module. So address module for storing the actual addresses and geolocation modules for plotting them out on a map. So that's very solvable. The problem is, of course, if you have thousands of articles, someone is gonna have to go in and literally search for it in Google Maps and copy and paste, and yeah, it takes forever. You can have maybe a working student or a mechanical Turk or something doing it, but that will take a lot of time and cost money. So what if we could use AI to automate this? And this is what I'm gonna show today, basically, with the AI Interpolator OpenAI module that I built. So what you see in front of you is just standardized Drupal installation, or sorry, the standard profile Drupal installation. I've taken the article content type and just added basically this blob field. I added the admin module, but otherwise I haven't touched anything. It's just set up now, right? So we can start by just setting up the Google Maps field. So how you would do that, how you do that basically, so someone manually can input this. We will start with that basically. So what we do is we get the address module. So we just copy this composer command and we just run this. And this is just gonna get the address module with all its dependencies. Oh, sorry. I'm running this in Doxal, so I have to prepend with Fin. So I basically run it inside the container of my local development environment. So, but yeah, the composer command is the important thing, and this gets all the dependencies that it needs. We're gonna do the same with geolocation field. Take the latest stable version. So I just do that, and then we're just gonna go ahead and install those. So I'm gonna log in then as an administrator on my website, click extend to get the modules. And what we need now then is we need the address module, we need geolocation address. We also need the Google Maps module to show it, and Google Places API to basically be able to figure out the latitude longitude for the addresses. After we install those, the first thing that we have to do is to make sure that the geolocation module has the Google Maps API key. So that's under Web Services Google Maps API settings. You just paste it in there. I'm gonna drag it out of view now so you don't see my API key. And you just click save, and then that's it. So now I have saved it here. The next step that we need is to go to our content type, that's the article, then manage fields, and we're just gonna add an address field then. And this is where we store the locations. And since we don't know exactly how many address fields we're gonna store, because maybe I have an article that's the, I don't know, top 100 ramen places in New York or something. On another page, I don't know exact number, so we just set it to unlimited. We hide first name, middle name, and last name because that's not needed for a restaurant or for a company location. We just save this. Then we go to manage display, so we can change this to a map field. We're gonna enable labels so you can see the name of the restaurants in this case, and we're gonna use a replacement pattern to show that, which is the organization name. We just paste that in there. Yeah, fit locations is okay. Sorry, I just had to think a little bit, but we need to use the Google Places API for geocoding in this case as well. Just update this, save. So now if sorry, if we go to our content, there will be a field called the location here. So this is basically how to get the actual map field there in Drupal. Now we could go ahead and do manual stuff. So I could go and find now then Germany, and then, you know, find this Tim Raue in Google Maps, search for it, and copy and paste the address, postal code, city, and add another, but that of course would take a very long time. So that's where the AI Interpolator OpenAI come in, because you can see it has a plugin for the address field here, and that's what we're gonna use. So I just go ahead and install this now. So first fetch it, and then we're gonna install it here. So we have AI Interpolator address, and that requires all the other modules here. It's gonna install the OpenAI core module, and this will warn us now that we have to set up an API key. You can also find this under here. But same thing again, I'm just pulling it to the side here, copy and pasting the API key so you guys don't see it. And then it's back here. Then I also have under configuration here. Let's see what happened there. Configuration, web services, Google Places config. I have to paste the API key again because there's no hard requirement that you have the Google Maps or geolocation module just to get the address field working. So this is for the AI Interpolator. It's needed a second time, right? And this is a password field, so I can paste it here without you guys seeing it. After I've done this, we're gonna do the magic now then. So we just go back to article manage fields, click on the location field, and now there will be a enable AI Interpolator checkbox here with the field rule text address finder. I'm just gonna copy the placeholder example because that's pretty close what we want to do. So from the content text, find all geographical places that exist and can be plotted on Google Maps. This is not completely correct, because if we go to the article, I will show you why. That will search the whole text, right? And if we have this 893 Ryotei, it talks about the chef's other place, Kokoro Ramen, and we don't want to plot that one, right? Because that is not in the top list. So because of that, what we're gonna write instead from the content text, find all geographical places that exists in the headers of the text and that can be plotted on Google Maps. Because these are headers, right? And instead of the context here, I'm gonna use the raw context, and that means that it comes with HTML. So basically what's gonna happen now in the background is that we're gonna ask OpenAI to give search word for Google Maps, right? We can do in city. So it's gonna find search words from Google Maps, and it's gonna use Google Places API to search for these to find actual places. And this is the way that we can verify that the AI is not hallucinating, right? So this will make sure that it is the it will also make sure that it is the actual correct address, because we take the addresses from Google Places API, which is very trustworthy. So we have to use the article as the base field, so that's what's getting replaced here in raw context, right? Under advanced settings, we don't really have to do anything there because we're not gonna chain anything. This is the only thing we do. We need to switch to GPT-4 though, because we need a smarter AI basically. It's a pretty complex process, this. So we just go ahead and save that, and then we go into our article here, and I'm just gonna resave it, and now it's gonna do exactly what I talked about. So I will be honest to you also here, of course, there's a cost to OpenAI of some cents for this article. Well, it's not cent, it's under a cent, I think, actually. And there is a cost to Google Places API, which is also in the cent range, to figure everything out now. But you know, comparing to hire someone to do this manually, that's nothing. Plus, it's done in, as you can see, it's like 20 seconds. If we scroll down, what do we see? Well, we have a lot of places here. This we can make nicer, of course. Right now it just shows the title here, right? Or maybe I zoomed in a little bit too much. But you can see it's showing the places at their locations, and then I will just click on edit, so you will see that the actual data is stored here. Yeah, Timmerhauer, for instance, it's at Rudidutschkestrasse 26. This is something you can verify, that these are correct addresses, and they will never be wrong because they come from Google Places, right? And yeah, that's it basically. As I said before, everything is open source. You can try out this workflow yourself after you watched it here. Yeah, thank you for watching, and happy developing.